Hi, my name is Salvador, and I'm here to answer some of the questions for the mortgage loan originator position at Caliber. And the first question actually is, describe a time you faced rejection and how you handled it. And that's a great story. 3.5 years ago, I came to the United States with what some people call the American dream. I'm originally a Mexican citizen, and with the help of a scholarship, I came here to pursue a better education and eventually better opportunities for myself. And it was going great. I was putting a lot of effort into my degree. I got a degree in finance and minors in economics and international business. And I started to grow my network here, which was very exciting. One of the first people I met was my mentor, who used to be a commercial banker at CIBC. She was a managing director over there. And she talked to me about the internship that they have there and how she thought I would be a good opportunity, a good candidate for it. And I applied, and I really liked it. The first summer there, I was part of their corporate tax department. And basically, I saved the bank a little bit over $2.2 million. And it was so exciting, working in a bank of that magnitude. It was just very exciting. My parents got to come here that summer. It was, I believe, 2019. And my dad, who's an accountant, he saw the building, the bank. It's in LaSalle Street. So we were both very excited. I have some pictures. I'll probably attach them. So it was like a dream come true. Like my hard work was paying off. And then I heard that they have a program called the CBTP, the Commercial Banking Training Program. It's basically this program to become a banker. They start with a credit analyst position and things of that sort. And I was really interested in it. So I applied for the second internship there, and I got it in 2020. And this summer I was part of their commercial real estate banking department. And it was even more exciting because it was more similar to what I wanted to do, which is lending. Because I think that when you lend money, you're not just making a transaction, you're actually helping someone achieve their dreams, right? And even if you don't give them the loan, you're still helping them because you're letting them know that maybe they're not financially stable enough to pursue those dreams yet. And that builds trust over time. Anyway, so I was very excited about this opportunity. And, I did great also in this internship. I got great contacts there. I knew already a lot of people in the bank. And I decided to apply for the training program right after my internship. And, the whole interview process went great. A couple of people that went through the program already were part of the interviewers, and they said like, hey, I think you're a great candidate. I mean, you even are more qualified than I was when I started. So it all gave me great hopes. It seemed like it was exactly what I wanted to do. And, as time passed by, I was like starting to grow anxious to know what was the result of the interview. And a couple of weeks later, I received a message from HR, which said that they were really interested in hiring me, but there had been an update in the immigration guidelines in the United States that basically made that position not eligible for sponsorship anymore. And even though they could hire me on OPT, which is basically an extension of my visa for 1 year, where they don't need to sponsor me at all, they still didn't want to run that risk that later on they couldn't hire me because of these guidelines. And, at that point, I felt very hurt. I felt even played in a way because I had put already so much effort into it. I've been with them like 2 summers in a row. I had great contacts there. And I thought to myself, like, well, if they're not going to hire me, then who will? Because right now in 2020, even though I did my best to graduate early, I still couldn't figure out a way how to get hired with the right company in a job that I liked. And, I must say that I did feel depressed at a point. There were a lot of things happening back home that I couldn't go to and attend. And overall, like, it was a very bad time for me. At a moment, I even felt envy for the other interns that I was working with, and they got to get that position. And the only reason why I couldn't get it was because of the place that I was born. So that really played with my mind for a little while. And then, I decided to talk with my mentor, get back on my feet. And she told me that the seeds of success get planted in times of despair. And that really struck with me. That's something that is motivating me right now every day to find a company that I want to work with, that I feel passionate about, and that they're willing to invest in me as well. And I've been putting myself on my feet. I've been waking up early every day. I'm trying to exercise myself, my mind, my body, and just trying to go for my goals. That is, find my American dream, pretty much. And I know that when I find a company, and if it's Caliber, it would be amazing that they are willing to sponsor me. I know that Caliber would be the right decision, because that would mean that they're willing to invest as much as to invest in me as much as I want to invest in them. So that's something that is very valuable to me. It has been very hard, because right now there's so many challenges to find a job, and then being an international student and requiring a visa is just one more barrier that locks out so many positions. And this mentality, this quote that she gave to me, it has been very helpful to me. I keep getting these emails that people want to hire me, but it's just my citizenship that is stopping them, and they don't affect me nearly as much as the first time. But I think that they keep encouraging me, and that's something that I'm really thankful for. Okay, so the second question is, what are the essential attributes for a loan originator to possess? Okay, so I believe there's three, and I'm going to tell you what they are, why I think they're important, and why I believe I have them. Okay, so the first one is that you need to have very strong analytical skills, right? You need to make sure that that your client will be able to repay back your loan, right? Again, you have to think that it's not just a transaction, but it's a loan, because it's probably their biggest compromise that they will have in a long time. So it's very important that you make sure that they can repay back the loan. You need to be very good at reading financial statements, so that is extremely important as well. And I believe I have those analytical skills from my bachelor's degree in finance, minors in economics and international business. On top of that, I have some experience already. For example, in corporate tax, I got great experience for my accounting skills, and for my commercial real estate banking department, I got to know a little bit about the real estate market here in Chicago, as well as one of my biggest projects, which was this $46 million construction loan. And with another intern, I had to see if the client was able to repay back the loans. So we really dug into their financial statements to see that they were sound to do this transaction. Okay, so that's the number one thing. The second thing that I think is very important is that you have to be very self-motivated, right? So this is not a typical 9-to-5 job. It's a job where you take out of it as much as you put into it, right? So that's extremely important. You need to make sure that you reach out to new leads whenever it's possible. And if your client is having some trouble, try to find a way to help them out, really going out of your way, going the extra mile. I found that it really helps. I think I have a very great personality. I think I'm very self-motivated, because when I came here, I started a couple of student organizations myself that I felt very passionate about. And one of them is International Student Organization, where I pretty much created this organization for international students to create their own network. And another one that I created was Operation Forward, in which we taught basic financial literacy in a homeless shelter. So I think I have great entrepreneurial skills, and I believe that I'm very self-motivated. And the third one that I think is very important is that you need great interpersonal skills and be able to make connections, not only with your clients, but also with your colleagues. I mean, it's very important for your clients, because during this whole process, trust is essential, right? Your client needs to trust you as much as you need to trust them. So being able to make that connection is extremely important. for me, I know that I will make an extra effort to connect with the Latinos because I know the struggle that they go through in this country. So I want to give back to them, and if I can speak in Spanish to them if they prefer so, I think it would be a huge difference. I know that when my mentor speaks in Spanish to me, the things really get into my mind much better. Also, you have to make sure that your client understands what they're getting into, because it's such a big compromise, right? You need to make sure that maybe they didn't have a finance degree, so you need to explain to them every step of the process to make sure that they trust you. And also, you need to make great connections with your colleagues, because you will find out that you will help each other a lot, right? Maybe they have new leads for you, maybe you have new leads for them. And if you have a question or you have something that is making trouble for you, you can rely on each other later on and help you overcome any challenge. And I think I have great interpersonal skills. I came to this country without knowing anyone 3.5 years ago, and now I created a huge network for myself that is willing to speak positively of me. If you need any references from my resume, please feel free to reach out to me, and I can give you references from any of the skills and experiences that I listed in my resume.